Greetings, everyone. This is Rock and Roll Spot Connection with the finale of our unboxing series, focusing on the brand new Marvel HeroClix set, Fantastic Four Future Foundation. So we've already gone through a case and a half of boosters. Got a decent amount. Got 8 super rares. Got 3 chases. But we've got 2 other things still left open. First, we've got the Fast Forces. Okay. And as this isn't randomized, I'm not going to bother. We'll just kind of, go over each figure individually. Okay. Alright, so get everyone on a starting clip, hey, may as well. Now, it was pointed out in another unboxing that these particular costumes for the Future Foundation characters are stealth costumes. That said, none of that's reflected on their dials at all. So, yeah. Alright, so kicking things off, we've got Mr. Fantastic. Comes in at 50 points. He's got the Fantastic Four team ability as well as the Fantastic Four, Illuminati, Scientist keywords, and improved movement ignores elevated terrain. We've got 2 traits. First off, prevent you from hurting anyone else. When an opposing character would move adjacent to Mr. Fantastic, roll a d6. On a 4, choose one. That character immediately ends their action, or after resolutions, deal that character 1 penetrating damage. Okay. His other trait is called Arm Lasso. Plasticity, giant reach of 3. Now looking at his dial, we get some sidestep, some charge, get some mid to late dial quake on attack. We've got barrier, then super senses, then regeneration on defense. Outwit, some mid to late dial combat reflex or close combat expert, and back to outwit on damage. Next up, we've got the Invisible Woman. She also comes in at 50 points. Has the Fantastic Four team ability as well as the Fantastic Four and Spy keywords. First off, we got 2 traits again. Didn't see that wall. One opponent character would move adjacent to an invisible one, d6. Oh, okay. It's the same as, it's basically the same trait, just named differently. Then we have like a Not Even There, which actually does grant her stealth. Then looking at her dial, we've got a full run of Sidestep. We've got some Energy Explosion on attack. On defense, we've got Inertial Deflection followed by Defend, then some late end dial regeneration, and that's her dial. Okay, alright. Next up, we've got the Thing. Oh, Blue-Eyed Ben Grimm comes in at 50 points. He's got the Fantastic Four team as well as the Fantastic Four and Brute keywords. Also improved movement, ignores elevated or hindering terrain, and ignores and destroys blocking terrain. 2 traits. Come here, let me give you a hug, which is the same thing as didn't see that wall and prevent you from hurting anyone else, just for the Thing. Then the other one is it's Clobber in time, which gives him close combat expert. Looking at his dial, we get a couple clicks of charge followed by a few clicks of flurry. Almost a full run of super strength. We've got Indomitable. Defense wise, we open up with invulnerability. We have a block of toughness followed by regeneration. Okay. Next up, we've got the Human Torch. Human Torch comes in at 50 points, has the Fantastic Four team ability, as well as the Fantastic Four and celebrity keywords. His improved movement over his characters. His 2 traits, we got Spontaneous Combustion, which grants him poison, and then I'm hot. 2,000 degrees to be 2,800 degrees to be exact. Which that whole thing, if a character would become adjacent, roll a d6 on a 4. Either they stop their action, immediately end their action, or after resolutions, the character is dealt 1 penetrating damage. Looking at his dial, we got some Running Shot followed by some Sidestep. We get some Pulse Wave followed by some mid to late dial Smoke Cloud. We got nothing on defense to the very end where he has a regeneration, though. And absolutely nothing on damage. I don't see myself using that Human Torch too often. Next up, we've got Spider-Man. Spider-Man comes in at 50 points, has the Fantastic Four team ability, as well as the Fantastic Four Spider-Man family and scientist keywords. He also has improved movement, ignores elevated terrain. Trait-wise, he's granted Incapacitate, and he also has another trait, Webbed Feet, which does the same thing as the other 4 members of the FF traits do. Roll D6. If someone becomes opposing character becomes adjacent, D6 on a 4, they end their action immediately, or they're dealt 1 penetrating damage after resolutions. Looking at his dial, you get a couple clicks of charge, followed by a few clicks of hypersonic speed, followed by a click of Sidestep. Get some mid to late dial Precision Strike, almost a full dial of Super Senses, followed by a click of Regeneration, and then we get a couple clicks of Probability Control. Okay, alright, not too shabby, but still not great. Finally, we have Dr. Doom. Doom comes in at either 100 points or 50 points, has the Fantastic Four and Minions of Doom keyword, or team abilities, as well as the Fantastic Four, Latveria, Mystical, Ruler, and Scientist keywords. We've got a trait. Once again, I prove my superiority. When an opposing character would move adjacent to Dr. Doom, roll a d6. On a 4 through a 6, they choose one. Either the character immediately ends their action, or after resolutions, the other character 1 penetrating damage. Looking at his dial, we've got the top half on speed is Running Shot, followed by Sidestep. On attack, top half is Penetrating Psychic Blast, followed by Energy Explosion. On defense, we go back and forth 2 clicks at a time between Inertial Deflection and Toughness. Then on damage, we got nothing on the top half of the dial, but on the back half, we've got Support. Alright, okay. Interesting. Now we'll take a look at the Dyson Token kits, or Dyson Tokens kit. So this is something these are things I've been wanting to check out with practically every set I've done an unboxing for, but sometimes it's not entirely easy getting a hold of them for whatever reason. It has to do with allotments and whatnot, but yeah. In fact, funny thing, There have been 3 separate ones that were Spider-Man related. They were Spider-Man related. I don't have any of them. I think maybe we went over the ones for Cap and the Avengers last year. I mean, I know I've got them, but I don't remember if I went over them on in the unboxing or not. Alright. Now, one neat thing they've been doing with these, I think, starting with... I was starting with... what was that set? Black Panther and the Illuminati is basically putting some of the bystanders that can be generated on the backside of these. So we're going to take a look at the art on all of them. First off, we've got Mr. Fantastic. On the other side, we've got Turg from the Moloids. I mentioned one of them is just a head. Then we've got Invisible Woman. And on the other side of hers is Piotr, from the Super Apes. We've got the ever-loving blue-eyed thing. Then Miklo on the other side, or the Super Apes on the other side. Spider-Man. Then a Latvian peasant. Herbie. And then Igor on the other side there. And finally, Doom. And their Latvian peasant. Alright. Let's take a quick look at... Let's do a test roll on these dice right quick. 8, not bad, not bad. Okay, alright. We'll take a quick look at the dice themselves. Place of a 6, we've got the Future Foundation symbol. Otherwise, they're like they're just a standard D6. And we've actually still got one other thing to take a look at. Well, 3 technically, but you know. So, one thing so next year marks the 20th anniversary of HeroClix, and I think these are being done to commemorate, in part to commemorate that, but also it's just something new to try out. But they're called legacy cards. One comes with every booster, or with every brick, and there are a possibility of 8. Oh yeah, and they're shiny. But it's basically giving a new card, one of the new cards, to an older figure. So let's see what we got. First, we've got Invisible Woman. So Invisible Woman was in the Captain America set. She comes with 110 points, has the Fantastic Four team ability, as well as the Avengers, Fantastic Four, Lady Liberator, Celebrity, and Scientist keywords. We got 2 traits. Invisible Barrier. Invisible Woman may start the game with the Invisible Barrier. If the Invisible Barrier is attached to Invisible Woman and adjacent friendly characters can use Energy Deflection. When she takes damage, remove the Invisible Barrier. Next trait, Marvel's First Family. Unique modifier. When an Invisible Woman... When an invisible woman heals from the Fantastic Four team ability, after resolutions, remove an action token and modify Invisible Woman's combat value by +1 until the end of your next turn. Okay. But, here's a look at the figure from the Captain America set. The sculpt recreates an old Steve McNiven cover. And then we can actually take a look at her dial. So we've got some leap climb, we got some stealth. On attack there we've got special power shields up, transfer barrier. When she uses it after resolutions, attach the invisible barrier. Then telekinesis at the end there. We've got toughness followed by defend. Then we've got probability control followed followed by the special power. You can't see what I'm about to do to you. Which grants her Force Blast, Penetrating Psychic Blast, and Telekinesis. If the invisible barriers attack, range +3. Okay, and she's already got a range of 6, so yikes. Okay, alright. That's her first legacy card. And it's funny, I actually there are 8 possibilities for legacy cards in this set, and I actually have all 8 figures. So, okay, next we've got Zabit. Okay, Zabin was from the Galactic Guardian set. He comes in at 75 points, has the Skrulls team ability as well as the Runaways and Skrulls keywords. Got 2 traits, 1 power set at a time. Free. Turn Zabin's dial to another click, noting the current click. If you do, at the end of your turn, return them to the noted click. Then, Super Skrull in training. Zabin can use the standard powers printed on their card for lower click numbers. If Zabin turn their dial this turn and misses all targets of attack, they cannot turn their dial back to their noted click for the rest of the turn and can use super senses until your next turn. Okay. Anyways, looking at Zabin's dial. And an activation click there. Some toughness on defense for the first click. Alright, we have some charge, some plasticity, some stealth, some running shot, super strength, blades, telekinesis, poison, vulnerability, inertial deflection, back to toughness, shape change, perplex, and ranged combat expert. Okay, alright. Not too shabby, I guess. Alright, let's see what the last one is. Got Morgan Le Fay, who was originally from Chaos War. Morgan Le Fay comes in either 100 points or 50 points. Oh, she's coming in at 120 points. Interesting. Okay. She has the Minions of Doom team ability. And we get a few traits. First off, Reborn once again. She can be played on click number 1 for 100 points or click number 4 for 50 points. And she gains the Mystics team ability as well. Next up is my alternate Avengers. When establishing teams, you may treat Avenger vary as a single named keyword. Oh, nice! And she gains Perplex. Okay. She also gains the Latveria keyword. Finally, Cold Steel is my bane. When an opposing character deals damage with an object, or deals damage using Blaze Claw's fangs, or while equipped, Increase the damage dealt to Morgan Le Fay by 1. Ooh, okay. Then looking at her dial, we've got some phasing, we got some mind control, some stealth, then mind control back to phase, and then phasing. On attack, we get initiating psychic blast, poison, pensai, poison, pulse wave. Defense-wise, we have a special power, Astral Form Fade. Grant her toughness as a free action. Choose one to use until your next turn. Combat reflexes or initial deflection. Okay, we got that for a good 4 clicks. Then we get a couple clicks of willpower, a couple clicks of regeneration. We open up with a click of shape change on damage, and a few clicks of probability control, and then some end dial outwit. Okay, all right, not too shabby. All right, and here's a quick. Oh yeah, I didn't even show off Zabin. So there's Zabin. And here is Morgan Le Fay. All right. And that is it for now. As always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Links to my Facebook, Twitter, Patreon, and PayPal can be found in the description box down below. This is Rock and Roll Spock signing off, saying live long and rock hard.